programme 2021 to 26. Now, as we've discussed, have a target of nearly 18,500 starts by March 2026, which is obviously not very far away, and that is itself a significant reduction of the original target of 35,000. Now, the Deputy Mayor told the Housing Committee in September that we will be able to achieve the new target range that's been set out, and just last month he told the Budget and Performance Committee that he fully anticipates meeting that target. So can we confirm that we are definitely on track to meet that?
I think the word I used in answer to a question from Lord Bailey was hopeful, and we'll do whatever we can to reach the target. And I've set out in answer to Lord Bailey some of the things we're doing to meet that target. There are things inside our control. I've set out what they are. There are some things outside our control, in terms of construction inflation, skill shortages, building safety regulator, interest rates outside our control. So we'll do what we can within our control in terms of the micro things we can do, but also obviously hope that the macro situation changes as well.
Hopeful sounds like quite a bit of watering down from "we will be able" and "fully anticipates," which was a comment only a month ago. I mean, the numbers are quite challenging. We know, you mentioned the hockey stick. I would argue that it's probably less of a hockey stick and more of a ski jump that we need, given that we're now in, not just in the final quarter, with, according to the figures presented to Budget and Performance Committee, by December last year, only 7-8 starts have been started, leaving over 10,500 to be completed in that final quarter. We're now in the final, or nearly in the final month. So, again, hopeful seems much less hopeful than we will. So, have we seen those spades in the ground in this last quarter? Can you tell us the sites that are being developed, and will you be able to, in a month's time, when we've reached the end of that programme, that quarter, will you be able to confirm whether or not that target has been met?
So we've been there before, Chair, in terms of the understandable concern that members have in relation to us leaving quarter three, approaching quarter four, and concerns whether we'll meet those targets. And we've smashed records in the past, and so I'm hopeful we can do so again this year. Now, some would wish us to be like Eddie the Eagle. I'm quite keen, though, to be a mayor that gets housing built, and the record is quite clear. Up until the pandemic, we had built more council homes than any time since the 1970s, had more completions than any time since the 1930s. There are macro factors affecting the housing market. We're doing what we can to address those issues in London, and I'm hopeful we'll meet the target by the end of quarter four.
Those macro factors haven't changed since January, though, is the point I've made. But if we don't meet those targets, just curious to understand what the consequence would be. Do we lose that money? So is there a consequence for that? Also, given that the Deputy Mayor has staked his reputation on this, will there be consequences for him if the target isn't met?
Well, I'm not somebody who talks in hypotheticals, so let's wait and see and cross that bridge when it comes to it.
Thank you. And if I may ask another question, a more general question. So I fully appreciate and acknowledge that no party has a monopoly on good ideas, no party has a monopoly on bad ideas either. And at times I've voted in this chamber with all different groups on different matters. We've got some budget amendments this afternoon, which I'm sure you'll be eagerly waiting to see what they are. Last year, you told this Assembly that, as a general rule, I never encourage anyone to work with reform. Would you consider changing that advice for this year?
Chair, we're in danger of trespassing into your injunction. I'm somebody who believes in unity, not division, and I'm hoping the voters of Denton and Gorton choose unity rather than division.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We will see what colleagues decide later on this afternoon. But in a few weeks' time, you may also have some Reform Council leaders to work with. So hopefully, I don't know whether they'll be looking forward to that more than you will, but we'll see.
Can I say, the member is a really important point. Of course, I work with Reform Council leaders. As the mayor, my job is to be the mayor for all Londoners, and I've tried really hard, on a serious note, over the last 10 years, to work with councillors of all political parties. And if I'm talking about hypotheticals, and I don't like to do so, but he's raised a really important issue, and it's a point of principle here that I feel really passionate about. If Reform Councils are elected, of course I'll work with them. One of the jobs of a leader is to work with leaders of other parties when it's in the public interest to do so, and leader of a council, whether he or she is Reform, Conservative, Labour, Lib Dem or Green, should hear from me loud and clear. I'll be working with them where I can.
That's great. Thank you. That's something we can agree on. Back to the chair. Thank you.
Assembly Member Mahfouz.
Ramadan Mubarak, Sadiq, and also welcome to you all. Maybe we'll go back to getting a dent on the budget discussions that we had this morning. So, as we know, London is a national and...
That was bad.
Come on, guys. I don't get paid enough to do better jokes
I
than
think
that. Come on.
he's using your joke writer, I think.
So, Mr. Mayor, London is a national and international powerhouse. How will your budget support further growth for our capital city?
Can I just say, Chair, nobody has a monopoly on bad jokes.
Okay, let's get back to focusing on the question.
I was distracted. No, thank you for your question. Look, it's a really important question, and we've got to recognise we've got a responsibility as a capital city. As the capital city, to make sure we have inward investment to our country through London. And that's what us being an international economic powerhouse means. And I take that responsibility very seriously. We've also got an agglomeration of sectors in London. It's not just financial services, professional services. We've got life sciences, tech, culture, and so forth. And so it's really important to not be complacent in us being the great city, but to always make progress and move forward. I think any city or business or football team that stands still goes backwards. We've got to move forward. So we're investing in this budget in us maintaining our reputation as a global powerhouse. So we've set aside £20 million for major events, really important in terms of attracting talent to London. We know one of the reasons why businesses choose London rather than other cities is because of the attractions there are in our city. We've set aside more than £8.3 million for investment and tourism, really important. People often come here for a holiday and enjoy it so much they want to invest here, or they've travelled here previously or studied here. We've got to recognise that. I also recognise that we want to be leading the way when it comes to emerging sectors, AI being a good example. We can't afford to be left behind or be perceived as a Luddite global city, so we're investing £20 million to train up Londoners in AI as well. There are other things we're doing as well that I said in my draft budget, but I'm more than happy to talk to those if the members have any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we've spoken many times before about the introduction of an overnight stay levy within London and, of course, across the country. As a number one international city destination, yet again, London is the place to come to. You've talked about the £8.3 million that you're allocating towards improving tourism. How can we make sure that London maintains its top spot across the globe, whilst people, maybe even around this table, try and talk us down?
Well, I mean, I was, TripAdvisor, not just you and me, reckon we are the leading tourist destination in the world. I had the privilege yesterday of going to Tate Modern and seeing the new exhibition from Tracy Emin. That's just one reason for people to come to London. We've got some of the best cultural museums, galleries in the world in London. Sporting events really important to our city, whether it's cricket, boxing, or the huge events taking place this year in London, the women's T20 and so forth. So we can't stand still because other cities are trying to compete in that same area as well. On a number of metrics, we're either number one in Europe or number one in the world. But one of the things when you get to the top is you've got to stay at the top. I'm determined to make sure we stay at the top because, yes, of course, we collaborate and work with other cities, but I also recognise that they see us as a competition and aspire to be like London as well. So we're going to be carrying sport in the culture, the arts, carrying sport in businesses, young people, to make sure all Londoners benefit in this being an economic powerhouse.
Really positive to hear, Mr. Mayor. And just on that point about supporting young people who are obviously struggling to get into work at the moment, and small business growth, small businesses being the heart of growth within our great city, how will your budget make sure that we're supporting those two groups?
Well, it's really important to recognise the challenges small businesses face. The cost of doing business, over the last 10 years has been going up and up and up, particularly since 2016. So a number of things in this budget to support small businesses, supporting them in terms of the work London Partners are doing with Grow Local and Grow Global, really important. So Grow London, a one-stop shop for a small business